I'm going to use this book today. 6 Hours, One Friday. Max Lucado. Sorry, I was just chewing a piece of chocolate. So anyway, I'm just going to randomly flip. Whether he did that day or not, I don't know. But I know that he did later. He later stretched his hands as open as he could. He forced his arms so wide apart that it hurt. And to prove to those arms that he would never fold and those hands would never close, he had them nailed open. They still are. It's page 113. I'm going to go back and read it from the beginning just because it's only this long. So we already read one paragraph. I swear it shouldn't be long, but this is honestly kind of going to give me an idea of where this read is going to go. This is the first unwritten read. So, if there is a scene in this story that deserves to be framed, it's the one of the father's outstretched hands. His tears are moving, his smile is stirring, but his hands call us home. Imagine those hands, strong fingers, palms wrinkled with lifelines, stretching open like a wide gate, leaving an entrance as the only option. When Jesus told this parable of the loving Father, I wonder, did he use his hands? When he got to this point in the story, did he open his arms to illustrate the point? Did he perceive the thoughts of those in the audience who were thinking, I could never go home, not after my life? Did he see a housewife looking at the ground and a businessman shake his head as if to say, I can't start over. I've made too big a mess. And did he open his arms even wider as if to say, yes, you can. You can come home. Whether he did that day or not, I don't know. But I do know that he did later. He later stretched his hands as open as he could. He forced his arms so wide apart that they hurt. And to prove that those arms would never fold and those hands would never close, he had them nailed open. They still are. So that's the love of a parent. Yeah, I don't think that we should be trying to say, like, it's a mother's love or a father's love, because some fathers act as mothers and some mothers act as fathers. When you're a single parent, sometimes that happens. So I had a conversation that I did that was quite interesting about that. But I am going to draw a card. Yep. All that glitters. So Page of Swords. This is my own personal deck. Please don't copy it. But this is an air sign card. And basically, this is just saying, even though it sounds as though parenthood is always optimal, there are times in all of our lives, whether you're a parent or not, that you have to make a sacrifice for the things that you want to achieve. And on the way, the journey can be something that looks a lot different from what you originally thought it was. So that's Bambi peeking around the corner. The Magician. So you're going towards manifesting something right now. That's Major Arcana. And it just says stereotypes are funny for a reason. And it's a palette of paints. So there's a whole bunch of different stereotypes. We can make assumptions about colors. We can make assumptions about the way that each of us perceives color. We can make assumptions about the pictures that we make for ourselves and other people. Basically, you can see something as being one way. Like, you can actually choose to look at this as being a really great idea. But when you have kids and you have a white carpet, this becomes a massive endeavor all of a sudden. think like 7 5-year-olds and this, and then go give your art teacher from elementary school a hug. But I'm just trying to say, the Ace of Swords is here. It says bold hope. Wow, 100% boss. So actually, in this case, all that glitters is not gold. But in this specific scenario, this is an air, a major arcana, another air. So this is a pretty cool layout. Let me also clarify. Let me get one more, actually. Yep, Ace of Wands, which is fire. So that's pretty cool. Get the Ace of Swords, and then the Ace of Fire. Wands, yeah. In any case. Which deck do I want to use? Okay. So we're going to do Rider-Waite. Alright. So we've got automatically the King of Pentacles in the reverse coming out for the first All That Glitters. Yeah. Then the Ace of Swords came out for the stereotypes are funny for no reason. And I'll show this to you in a second. I just want to get these out first. The Knight of Cups for bold hope. Wow. 100% boss. So this is in the reverse. And then come play. And the Virgo card pops out. So, let me take a closer look. Give me 1 second. Okay, because this is the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles. What I'm seeing here is that this little pentacle in his lap. This king is a very wealthy king. He's got everything that he needs to be comfortable. So he's good in his own right, typically, okay? But his wealth comes from his ability to discern between those things that are going to benefit and not benefit. This is in the upright. This is in the reverse. This is a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. It's just earth sign kind of energy. So you might be feeling very ungrounded right now, kind of out of sorts a little bit, realizing that you thought something was a great opportunity, but it's actually looking at the moment like it could be something very different. And this can also be something kind of a good thing at times. You need to, I'm sure if trees could walk and there was a tornado on the way, they would try to move, you know? And then I'm also just flashing on that, the scene from Lord of the Rings where the trees get up and start having conversations and walking around and whatnot. This is that moment where something so pivotal has happened that the trees are now talking. Even the trees are talking about it. It's something like that. Seeing also just I'm just seeing a small animal peeking through the shrubbery, like trying to kind of see, I don't know, almost the veil beyond seems like it's kind of thin right now, perhaps. But for being this innocence right here that is looking at you from, there's a scene in the Never Ending Story. There's a wolf who lives inside of a cave. And I remember that scene scaring the living daylights out of me when I was a child, right? And it didn't scare my child at all. He's scared by totally different things than I am. But this is that moment of almost like when you're a child and you miss home. Maybe you're at a friend's house watching a scary movie or something, and you see something that you like while you're watching the movie, like you see something in the bushes or that moment in the never ending story, and it kind of like makes you feel unsettled. Like you're not in your own atmosphere. You're kind of you wake up many times and be like, where am I? Kind of that feeling of spending the night elsewhere, somewhere that's not in your own home, I guess you could say. That's this feeling right here that I'm getting off these two cards. And just that you're not really wanting to go forward with that feeling. Obviously, that's apprehension is perfect. And it's also kind of this, the feeling of when in the middle of the night when you hear something go thud and your stomach starts to fill with that. Is there someone else in this room with me? That feeling somewhat. You don't know whether this is I'm seeing a badger, and then I'm also seeing a bunny. So you don't know what this is looking at you. I don't know why a badger came to mind. They're not even that big, but they're very ferocious. So I guess something that could potentially attack you or catch you off guard. Because I don't think that badgers are the kind of animal. I don't really know that much about badgers, to be honest, but I doubt they're the kind of I doubt any animal is the kind of animal that would walk up to a human and just want to attack. I've never heard that before. So I'm saying this, you just don't know what kind of is behind this bush. It's what's in it? What's the other? Is there are there cobwebs, or are there what is in here? Right? Then you're looking at all of these things, kind of laughing at yourself like I'm laughing right now. I'm also seeing the beginning of that. I don't know why all these horror movies are coming to my mind, but what is that, 13 floors or something? Or 13 ghosts, I think it is, or something like that. In any case, at the end, I just remember, I don't know which comedian it was, but I think it was maybe Wanda Sykes or something like that. And she was like, I quit. That's what I'm seeing here. Once you've gotten exposed to enough things, you start to have better discernment about what glitters and what does not. So you can ground yourself more truthfully in the things that you should probably move towards, what that actually looks like. So this is also reminding me just of, I've had to go to CODA meetings before. So just because who doesn't love a good distraction, right? But they're not healthy for you. And so that being the case, a distraction can be a good thing if you need to get your mind off of your main focus. But if it's a constant distraction that takes you all the way off the path of who you are, why you're here, and where you want to go, it's not a good distraction. So you shouldn't indulge in it as much, or whatever the case may be. It's just decision-making skills, right? But the Magician card, with the truth, or the Ace of Swords here, Magician is typically a earth sign energy as well. So this is kind of showing me the transmutation between these two. You were truthfully able to see, truthfully able to peek around that precipice and take a look at what was coming. And rather than going towards perhaps what you thought was going to make you really happy or really rich or really whatever you thought it was going to do for you, you're going towards a more practical plan, maybe revamping that. I'm just seeing someone changing the colors of wallpaper. Wallpaper came up in another channeling that I had earlier this week. That's strange. I don't know why I'm seeing a fly on the wall too. maybe it's like this, okay? Maybe people would think that whatever it is that ungrounded you, or maybe that horror movie that you were watching, maybe it is something that other people really enjoy. I remember watching American Horror Story, okay? And I watched it by myself in the dark, and I scared the out of myself as well. I stopped watching it because I started having the strangest dreams, and I never had dreams like that before watching a TV show like that. And I also remember thinking to myself that when I was young, growing up, we didn't have TV shows like that were as gruesome at all, anywhere near our psyche. I don't know how we have taken such a interpretive, artistic view of horror movies and turned it into something that's like even able to permeate your sleep cycles. That's just, it's a little mind-boggling to me. It just made me think. Anyway, I don't know, that might be relevant somehow to one of you guys. Anyway, so there's this, basically you can take a book and judge it by its cover, or you can just remake the cover so that people judge the book differently. Kind of like that. And people do. They do judge books, even if they're like, I'm not a judgmental person. That's BS. We're all judgmental. It's part of being human, and it's part of your autonomic nervous system. If you didn't know how to judge, if this was a lion, a tiger, or a bear about to attack you out of the middle of nowhere, when you're in the middle of nowhere, you would never run, which means you would also die because you would get mauled. Okay, so in any case, there's this kind of boldness, or this this is also the Ace of Swords. So this is a double Ace of Swords. So this is truthfully you moving towards revamping or like, I'm just seeing you take back an offer and fix. So almost like when you go to get a dress tailored, something like that, okay? You go to the tailor shop and you get measured, and they make your original dress, like the original first draft of your dress, we'll say, okay? Then you go back. They can't really just give it to you right then, because they have to actually tailor everything and sew it together, and then they give you a time to come back and pick it up. So you go back and pick it up. When you go back and pick it up, it has been fixed. So this is the time that you can now then wear it to whatever event it is, like the wedding that you're going to, right? So this being the case, the dress is not done. I'm seeing this as in a personality kind of sense, or almost in the sense of your mindset. You're cleaning out everything that does not work for your perspective to become clear, to have discernment, to be able to choose wisely the first time, so you don't have to peel wallpaper off the wall. That's so crazy. I just also remember somebody told me one time that they had a dream about peeling a socket off the wall, and to the point where their fingertips were bloody. And it was because they were like, I don't know if that was the dream, or I don't know if that's actually what they were doing because they were dreaming. That's what I can't remember which way it goes, but I just vaguely remember having heard that one time, and it popped into my mind. Sorry, that's so strange. I'm just trying to share with you the channelings, but not really sorry. I'm just yeah. I have bad habits with saying certain words that I'm trying to actually go ahead and parry back at this point, because I just don't feel like it's useful. I'm not a sorry person. You should never say sorry. I'm sorry. You're not a sorry person. You should say, I apologize. That's what they say, at least. So maybe there's some kind of, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is there's a revamp or a reconsideration, and correction, a tailor-made correction to a outfit that you've been looking for to go play. That's literally what I just heard. This is the Ace of Wands. So this is a lot of aces. We've got the Ace of Wands, 2 Ace of Swords, yeah, that's it. That's all the aces, honestly. But there's just a lot of really strong energy in here. It's like reiterating the fact that this search for whatever offer that you're either preparing to make, just got done making, or going to make in the future, then you're getting ready for that right now. And just as a point of fact, let me see who I've got on the table. So the Magician is, this is 3 earth sign cards, characters. And then you've got a Cancer, this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That fell on the floor immediately. And then we've got 3 kind of earth signs. So this is the Magician, the Taurus, or the King of Pentacles. So this could be a Virgo or a Capricorn. And then the Hermit, which is typically a Virgo. So this is a lot of earth energy. And then we've got 1 water sign over here. The rest of this is really literally aces and a Page of Swords. Yeah, so we've got literally 3 aces down over here. Let me see if I can juggle all of this. Okay. So in my deck, this is the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and then you got the Ace of Swords again. Okay. And then you've also got the Page of Swords here. So that's the 4th card. All of this, and then all of this. So this is 3 earth signs and a water sign. And then we've got 3 aces and a page. So what this really tells me here is that, honestly, the next page that you're turning in whatever chapter of your life we're moving into now, you're actually going to be seizing a ton of truth, almost a personal 911. I'm just seeing this as being a 1, and if for some reason these 2 being transposed with a 9. This is very much like a personal transformation or a takeoff, a liftoff point for this air sign energy of Page of Swords. So all of this is what's being offered to move forward. Is truth, being bold, and being able to be playful, understanding what kind of hope you want to offer the world, yourself, etc., etc., etc. Here on this side, we've got the offer, which is not yet complete, just from the first part of what I've seen here, but it's in the works. The offer, and then this part is the offer may not also be complete, but it's currently in reverse. But if it was in the upright, we'd be looking at this. I'm trying to put it in the order that it came out. Basically, we'd be looking at a really solid, stable, grounded offer to kind of paint your life in a pretty luxurious, funny, stereotypically, almost, I'm just hearing in a very ironic way. This is the Hermit in the upright is a solitary kind of energy. So very unique, very, it's like the color that you've never seen. So this is like that kind of luxury. It's the rare, is the escargot is what I'm hearing, which is gross. It's a dead snail that people eat. Anyway, I just don't like escargot, but maybe that's what does it for you. I don't know, but I do know I'm also seeing the escargot as being the snail right here. Suddenly, this is really coming across as this. Whoever this is holding a snail. This person's wealth might be coming in really slowly, in some way, shape, or form. My nose just got really itchy. There's something that you really love about this snail. You know how you have a whole tank full of fishes and like maybe even I'm just seeing like this small tiny little snail that lives in the tank, and you love that snail more than you love. That was one of my favorite parts of Finding Nemo, was when he was like, I am ashamed. I don't know why, I just thought it was really so honest and very funny, because I think we all have those moments, and I think that also, anyway, keeps your tank clean. It keeps everything in order, and that's a whole lot of work that you don't have to do, and it feeds somebody else. So that's a great ecosystem stabilizer, is a snail. When you try to do things too quickly, then sometimes you can trip over yourself, and common saying, haste makes waste. But in any case, I think this is a good thing. I think there's just a couple more small little adjustments that need to be made here and there. It looks like with the King of Pentacles in reverse, and I think it was the Page of Cups, I believe, in reverse, there's some type of a disconnect between the offer that you're either receiving or making or about to make. So it's like a almost done proposal, but you still need to go back and finish the last draft or something like that. So in any case, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one for tonight. Yep. I think I'm going to name this reading something really interesting. I have no clue. I just snorted. Yeah, that happened on camera. No edits on this either. So, okay. Future energies. The Hierophant. This is marriage or commitment moving forward. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is that you're working on, keep plugging away at it. This is my sexuality, and whatever way I want to express it is mine. All right, goes really well with the rest of that reading. If you are looking for some type of sacral healing, grounding, understanding, communication, or otherwise, I will definitely come back and give you guys that reading. All right, thanks. So strange. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was gonna shut this off, but I already did a reading just now. Well, earlier with these cards. So I'll post that up after this because I was apprehensive about it, and now I feel like that was confirmation that I need to go ahead and express myself. So I'll see y'all next time. Happy Saturday.